Everybody, welcome back to the channel. More Blood and Plunder here as we keep working our way through the Fighting Men characters. Again, we're doing a whole series here on the upgrade characters that you have for your forces. And today we definitely have one that is 100% offensive geared here, and that is the Sharpshooter. So as you might expect, expert marksman who can provide a force with an effective base of accurate fire. These are often employed to pick off targets of importance, such as the helmsman on a ship or even enemy officers. He's 4 points, but really is going to pay for himself here because he's really just adding a lot of good stuff to a unit, and especially if you can pair him in a unit that is already pretty good at shooting, you're going to get even better, and really you're going to cause all kinds of damage. Now, the interesting thing here is any nationality can have him, so that's even open to the natives. However, he does have to go in a unit armed with any type of musket, so no throwing a marksman into a bow-armed unit or anything like that. No command points, no command range, obviously then, so doesn't need it. He's going to give you 2 special rules, Marksman and Deadeye. Deadeye, basically, we can take extra actions to shoot and cause the enemy to have a -1 to their ranged save. So that's pretty good, especially if we're dealing with people in cover, right? Making that a little bit tougher for them, but, you know, just things out in the open are basically just, you're going to slaughter them left and right with that, and as long as it's not a dedicated action. Marksman is another one similar, but here we're trying to get offensive buffs on that, and basically it's going to give us a -1 bonus to our shooting. Now, I did check with the source, but hopefully it's correct. Somebody correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. You can, if you have enough actions, you could pull off all 3. Right now you're going to take 3 whole actions to get 1 shot off, but theoretically, right, you're going to hit better by having the -1 bonus to hit, and then the enemy's going to have a -1 save on top of it. Might not be worth it all the time to do that, because that's going to basically be your whole turn, and then really you're going to spend next turn reloading unless you get somebody to put some command points on you. That being said, an accurate volley from something like that, you might just tear a whole unit apart, right? Especially if the dice are hot for you. So something to consider. Now, he does have extra abilities as well. Roll a separate D10, one of a different color, for the shoot test if the model representing the sharpshooter is participating in a ranged attack using muskets. If the sharpshooter's attack hits, the model taking the hit does not count as being in cover. So again, easy way to plink out some enemies, especially if they are in cover. Now, interesting thing here is it just says like the model taking the hit doesn't count as being in cover. Doesn't necessarily seem to imply that you get to pick the individual model. If that is the case, cool. If not, I feel like that's something they should have in here so that you could, you know, ideally single out enemies. Although I feel like a lot of people would probably just, you know, straight up go hunting for enemy characters or commanders, and it would get pretty nasty. But again, that's kind of what the description says and what they did. So all in all, a very useful 4-point character here. And again, if you think about all the different factions that are out there, and we've reviewed all of them, and any other like combinations of special characters or anything where you can even buff your units, think about where he would really be the sharpshooter. That is where he would be just delivering like maximum utility, right? We could take like an average unit, make him a little bit better, certainly, right, if that was a needed thing. But if we, you know, ideally pair him with whatever our best shooting unit is, they're going to get that much better and pretty scary. Ideally, you know, a big size unit so we can get as many shots down range as possible. But again, putting more points in there, the enemy is going to take note of that and either try and avoid the unit, make them kind of not be as relevant, maybe keep them kind of out of the fight, or that unit's going to draw a lot of attention, but that could also be beneficial if it's freeing up focus on other parts of your force. But different ways you can definitely employ this guy and either annoy the enemy with them, cause some serious damage, maybe again make them change up their game plan entirely because of what you're doing. So there's all kinds of useful applications for the sharpshooter. Let us know in the comments, guys, your most memorable unit, or not unit, but a moment of using the sharpshooter. What faction were you playing? Where did you have the most success with him? Or have you encountered a nasty opponent that had that in there and really made the game tough for you? Hit us up in the comments, like and subscribe, and we'll have more Blood and Plunder for you soon.